Well, the school board meeting for reading the board norms. All meetings will be conducted according to the best practices governing a board of education. All meetings all members will participate in board discussions in a respectful manner, which honors the different perspectives. All board members will equally participate in making motions, seconding motions, and voting on each motion. Let's be early this morning. All meetings will abide by the policies which govern a Northern Yes School District. All members will follow the agenda and their discussion focused only on the agreed agenda item. All right, everybody's had time to review the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Also move.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Lovejoy.
Aye.
Birch.
Yes.
Olson. Stiffus.
Great. For Mr. Razor for the consent agenda.
Our general fund is sitting at $667,974.24. Activity fund sitting at $395,469.65. Hot lunch, we are at $176,328.92. Our heating, electricity, $17,161.62. Electric was $4,309.52, and heating was $12,826.11. And our interest for the month was $797.84.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Also move.
Sorry. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Lovejoy.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Olson.
Stiffus.
Aye.
Comment.
You guys want to comment at all? We have Boy Scout Troop 230 from the Harwood Pack, and they're just here to observe their communication badge.
Thanks for coming. Great.
So we have new enrollment projections. Well, this year we'll have 47 students graduate in our projection. Now we're up to 43 kindergartners coming in, and hopefully we get some more kindergarten students coming in. But as we move down the gamut, that's one of the things that I'm starting to become aware of. Next year, 2027, we'll have 46 graduating. We do have a prediction of about 50 kindergartners, and hopefully the preschool carries over, plus a few join kindergarten that year. But then here's where the concern starts kicking in a little bit, and something that we have to prepare financial wise for the future. The graduating class of 2028 has 55 graduates. Incoming projection right now is about 40. And hopefully we garner more kids than that, because that's where you got to kind of looking at that budget number. The big piece, 2030, that's our big class, the 8th grade class that has 67 students in it, and our projected kindergarten coming in right now is between 35 and 40. And that's where, some of the things that Paige and I have to do is really look into the future and make sure that everything is set up so we aren't going through the same issues that we listen to and hear about the Fargos and Grand Forks is having to go through. So as Paige and I go through the budget, some of the decisions that we are going to make is looking at the future projections on what's graduating and the possibility of coming. We also have to take a look at what's going to turn over. Is Artisville going to turn over in their housing development? Is Arthur going to take off of that housing development? And driving bus. It's been fun. I guess I don't mind it, but being able to drive around Harwood and knowing and seeing the younger kids come out of these houses. And knowing that there's not very many houses that are left to have more kids coming out of it. Whether it's in Harwood or the Riley's Acres area as well. So as we move through some little things that we're doing, for example, I'm hiring a transportation director and hiring a mechanic to come in and work on our stuff and having Nathan basically take over 2 jobs. You know, there's going to be things like that we're going to have to look to and kind of project out into the future. So that's where we're sitting enrollment wise, really good right now. It's the 4 or 5 years down the road that we have to be cognizant of as we start doing some things. Cliff.
Well, they provide was I was just looking at developing a lot more, obviously, we have a thing there, so there's they're bringing in more families, and that's what we hope for. Yeah, definitely. So same thing with Arthur, obviously, that the opportunity is there. It's just
Yeah. You know, and what partner or Brandon's got those.
Yeah, a couple lots, yeah.
Yeah, are those, I don't know, they're sitting along the interstate. It's kind of
Or is it- I think those are actually probably more commercial style,
Yeah.
like if they do
Yeah.
get a little territory.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too, Mike was saying, I think Harwood's gonna explode here pretty quick.
Oh, I think, yeah,
absolutely.
I think Harwood and Argus.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like a horse up there.
And then it'll be looking at busing, which is okay to do because we'll have population.
I think, yeah, that whole inside of that diversion is going to get very desirable very soon, and as much as a chunk as we can take out of there, the better, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if things kind of keep going the way they go, I mean, not a lot of people, there are a lot of people that view us as an attractive school district.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a good thing, cause with the open enrollment, I mean, it'll be the younger.
Yes,
it'll
then
be-
you'll have them all
it'll
the
be-
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get them in.
If you get the kindergarten numbers solid, then it's all the way through. Yeah. Any other comments or questions?
That, and then created the portal.
I'll do the enrollments quick for Doug and Krista. High school right now, it's 194, middle school 184, and pre-K is 357 enrollment wise. For me, the easy pay for the month, we brought in $43,702 on 241 transactions. Transportation, 28,040. And I think that's above what was budgeted. already.
Transportation.
Yeah. So I'm doing well there. I do have a rural CAS and a southeast joint meeting tomorrow now down in Wyoming, and it's to do the evaluations of the 2 members of the 2 directors there. And then we'll talk about the committee meetings. Hall of Fame, one thing just to be aware, we do have 3 individuals and 1 team going in, and I put that in my weekly update. We did move the Hall of Fame induction to a Wednesday night because our girls are playing volleyball down at the lights down in West Fargo.
Cool.
And there's a lot of people that indicated that they would like to go watch our kids play. They play the last game, so it should truly be under the lights down there.
So I would make a comment that we just move it to Wednesday night, totally, because I mean, it's been a struggle. every
Yeah,
year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause there's nothing-
I thought this was a good opportunity
Absolutely.
to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I meet with Mr. Iverson tomorrow. The last meeting I went to is we were just talking about growth, businesses, how to make teams prosper, how to lead improvements and initiatives, and it was kind of neat that he brought in another client of his that just took over as CEO of one of the banks down in Barb. Happened to know him from my childhood. But we were able to discuss the differences between being a CEO of a bank and being a superintendent of a school and cross-reference some stuff. And it was very productive. I enjoyed it. I meet again with him tomorrow. A couple of things I just jotted down. I am doing Cognia's diagnostic classes right now. So you have to take classes to go to other schools to do their improvement. We have our Cognia improvement piece coming in a couple of years. And the best way for me to figure out, and I did this in the past too, the best way for me to figure out what they're looking for nowadays is to be on one of those teams that goes and evaluates some of the school, and there's some other schools and there's classes that I have to take. So I'm in the process of taking those cognitive diagnostic classes right now to jump on a couple of teams and get some ideas. Strategic plan piece where we are starting to use that, our start, stop, and continue. One of the things that we have been discussing yesterday and we'll discuss again Friday morning, we want to make strengthen our standards reference grading or standards-based grading. So that's a piece that we'll put in the strategic plan, and then we have to decide how we want to measure it. And so that's just one tiny piece. I just thought I'd give you an update on that. What things I have coming up next week, Wednesday, Dory and I are going to Arizona to see our daughter. So we will be gone March 8th, the afternoon of March 18th, which is Wednesday through March 24th down in Arizona. So we haven't seen her for a while, so we're kind of excited about that. And then Paige and I just continue to work on the budget and have budget discussions. We did the software piece where we were able to get about, well, not about, but $17,500 reduce our software usage. So we're starting to work and look at things like that as well as we go on. So.
Very good. Read the other administrative reports on the website. And teaching and learning.
We met on the second on Monday. We reviewed policies that we needed to amend, and most policies needed to have basically the verbiage change from learner to student and educator to teacher. We discussed the virtual learning policy and what it would look like if we use storm days first before we moved to virtual days, and we're going to discuss that further, or that was going to get discussed further with the educators. We talked about Chromebooks, and we talked about how we're going to keep the Chromebooks in school instead of sending them with kids, and just to extend their life. Just discuss the fact that it should reduce the replacement of the cost of the tools, and we still discuss the possibility of students checking out if they need to take them out to work on things. So, and yeah, when we discussed the verbiage to amend, we talked about 29 policies and things that we need to change. So we will move to amend the 29 listed policy documents on the first reading and waive the second reading to expedite solid policy adoption process for the policy.
I'll second.
So policies.
So the one thing that, so the policies aren't on the website because we're, just so you know. So I mean, if somebody asks, Brad, yeah, so they're not on there until we get them all amended. So you guys know.
Yep, good to know. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Lovejoy.
Aye.
Wirch.
Yes.
Wilson.
Aye.
Stephenson.
Aye.
State legislation.
Oh, I can wait for that.
Okay. It, turn it over to someone that actually attended to that. John, the floor is yours.
Yeah. No, I guess I got. We piggybacked building the drones and a bunch of human resources the same day, which worked out pretty well. So it was pretty quiet month. Expenses are doing well. We have some big expenses coming up in June. One thing that we're going to talk with, and we're meeting with the negotiation team, right, Carlos, and then your futures next month. So we're just going to be talking about the average of what it costs us with maternity leave and things like that. Which is something that I've had discussion, so we're talking about that, so. The auditorium fund, so we're running a negative balance due to the refunds of the music trip. Funds are around $30,000, and like Paige was saying, it's 30 days late, 30 days behind on getting credited back on a credit card, so. If anybody looks at that, that's why it's negative right now, so. But no big deal with that figured out, so. Then we're gonna plan on meeting with the union reps in April, at the next meeting, so. And we talked a little bit about virtual snow days, using snow days before virtual days, so. Look at something like that. And we also talked about the Chromebooks, that Mike talked about, so. Longevity of the purchase of them, so, then buildings and grounds, a little bit more, not a lot, but, went through the building fund, then we looked at the bus repairs and mileage off the spreadsheets. So something that I brought up and Brad brought up too was that, we purchased that bus from South Dakota and we looked it over and it's a nice looking bus. I think the kids will actually like it better because the seats are softer and everything in these buses. So roughly that cost us right around 57,000, let's just say 60 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you get everything said and done, yeah, tax license and
Radios,
everything.
cameras.
Yeah, it'll say 60 grand. If this buses works out, I think budget negotiation team would like to bring to the next meeting. A line item of say, let's put a budget in of 130,000 and the first two buses that come up, we can purchase two buses. That'll give Mr. Basler and those guys just a trigger pull to buy the buses. Because we've done it before where we found a bus and by the time we need for whatever it's gone, so. There's something to look at talking about, but I think, our buses are getting up, there's quite a few buses that get close, well over 200,000 on, so we need to start replacing. To get a fix from what we, what we did buy when the way the budgets were and everything. Talked about the Nate wanted to get rid of the pickup we have with the plow and sander on it. And then maybe purchase another vehicle. We thought maybe we should see what it costs to fix that one. To run to Fargo to get supplies and things like that, but because we got that one, see what it's gonna cost to fix that one, try keeping that one versus buying another one. So we get rid of one and it's gonna cost us more to get another one with plow, and this one's already got everything we need. And if they need to, they can utilize a clothes trailer and haul the stuff with it if they need to. We discussed about another mower. That one of Brad's friends found. It's a John Deere front mower. It's a commercial, it's got cab, heat and air conditioning in this one. Got a 72-inch deck on it. It's got a snow blower with it, and then we can also buy a broom, put on that. Now maybe something like that would be discussed to maybe get something like that to, with a smaller broom, it'd be easier to clean the sidewalks and things like that, so. But do we need to talk about it? Don't know how quick that one's gonna go, it'll probably go pretty quick here, pretty soon, I would assume. Nate talked about getting a quote on some tools. Nate doesn't have any tools in the shop of his own. The school will probably purchase some tools, something like that, so he had some, be able to do some mechanical stuff, not the huge big stuff, but maybe go down to Menards or somewhere and get some quotes on some tools or something, not Snap-on stuff, but we don't need Snap-on from here every day, every week. So we'll get that, so Mr. Bezos gonna work with him on that. So here we come to talk about the discussion about the roof needs to be replaced. There is no access to that. They've looked, can't find one. So I think we're gonna have to figure out, we're probably gonna have to cut a hole somewhere, get up in there.
And I'll give you update. Joel Dagness is gonna come out here and take a look at where to cut a hole and how much it would cost and
I think that's something we do, the who knows, the guys. I mean, if there's not enough venting up there, who knows, we might be running in both.
I was just up there with the guy the other day. We measured it out, took a look, and some of them spots have kind of seemed like they maybe buckled a little more, maybe just because they've been like that for a while. He hasn't got me an estimate yet, but we measured all the shingled roofs. He's gonna give just shingles, shingles and plywood, and then a couple different metal options, because he says there might be a little more within their lifetime, but just kind of got a lot of options. It's gonna be probably quite a bit, so we probably gotta get more bids, but at least
Yeah.
it's an idea, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you.
So that they didn't put any access into the attic space.
We were walking on up there and, there's gotta be something, because there's ductwork up there.
There's something, there's gotta be something from the.
Gotta be something somewhere, something. It's sure things.
You have to. I mean, you can't finish it.
And Joel should
It's probably somebody still up there.
He was a foreman out here when they built this place.
It's the same.
Yeah, he worked with a company that built this place.
So,
That's how he got external.
So maybe
the
the,
emergency, you gotta tap forward tag before.
yeah.
So our mechanic, Kevin, he lives in Thompson, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Thompson. So anyways, he's been renting a stall from the Hillsborough School District in their bus barn, to do mechanic work. And it's all like Hillsborough's no longer that's not gonna be available for him to use anymore. He was paying extra dollar a month, 15 a month, $1,500 a month to rent that. So the question is, maybe it's something that we would like rent him a bay or something, our bay for the same amount, or figure out that he exchange labor for hours or something. Paige is gonna look into it and do something. So that's something we're gonna talk about. So, I mean, having Devin out here, has actually saved us money, and our buses are back up and running as well as they can be. Devin.
First last name, he has a full service.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, sorry.
Yep.
So he's got his own mechanic. So the thing is, the only thing that we wanted to see if we could maybe just get him full time, but he's basically does this all the time. His biggest time is during bee harvest,
Yeah.
all the time during harvest and things.
Would he be bringing customer vehicles here or?
We haven't even talked to him.
Right,
about
we
this.
just, it'd be something that we did bring that up. Yeah, we don't want.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna have a lot of people in spoilers for going. Can I get my truck fixed in the bus
Yeah.
barn and that kind of stuff. And like doing so, I mean, it's.
Yeah.
It's a Pandora's box there.
Yeah.
Like I see be nice to give them that space to be able to do that.
Unless we can help him find a place around here.
He's looking.
He
for-
wants to move his kids out of the district, so.
Yeah.
Shops are in school.
So when he was working out at the Hillsborough shop, was he bringing like a beat semi in?
He would bring it, no, it was mostly for other school districts buses.
Okay.
Hillsborough have been doing that for quite a long time until Denny quit, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. But Mayville, Central Valley, we were actually planning on taking our buses up there for oil changes and stuff, but no, he'll just do it.
I'm sure beat trucks and stuff, he's remote, so
He's-
he's
he's
doing
remote.
it, yeah.
Whereas if that was the case, I
No,
don't think we could change that, but if it was strictly buses.
we used to take our buses to Hillsborough.
Right, so you rated it, right?
I mean, if it's just that, we don't know.
Yeah.
So he-
Buses and vans and school.
So-
He's got his own insurance.
So we're gonna check with.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah. So just something to talk about, so you guys don't.
Yeah, did we have
I mean,
not
it's
talked
nothing,
to them?
nothing.
No, but it ain't a bad idea to get a little. Free, but not a free work, but.
Well,
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't take away from our like space that we need. Like,
Right.
you know, and I'm uneducated on that. part,
Yeah.
so I don't really-
no, and the thing is, we charge $150 an hour, so.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
10 hours one day.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
so I mean, so that's kind of we talked, so that's just kind of conversation we had, but like you said, nothing's been done, just so you guys are updated on.
So when he would be. I'm probably trying to, when he would be working on other people's vehicles, is he our employee at that point or is it?
So he's just still there. That's all I got.
Where that? Yes.
So teaching, learning, just wanted to talk a little bit about math curriculum so you know that we have something coming up too. So the state legislation, this has actually happened quite a few years ago. The state's just behind on catching up to the legislation. something that Levi Bachmeyer's wanting to do, but we have to get our curriculum aligned K through 8. And get everything, or what Shallon brought in for helping students that are struggling with math. She got that grant to do that pilot. We need to have things like that in place. Teachers need to go get educated on 3 different courses. And SEEK is trying to put those courses together for us to send teachers down there to get trained on how to teach math inside the classroom, kind of like that letters training, if you recall that, with the reading piece a few years ago. So one of the things next year, I told her, we're not gonna rush this. We're not gonna jump in and say, okay, we're gonna buy this curriculum. We need to do a lot of research, make sure it's research based. That's part of Century Code. This is a Century Code piece. Part of the Century Code says it has to be research based best practices. So it's just stuff that we'll be looking at. So math curriculum wise, we'll be looking 27, 28 school year or next, at this time, next school year, looking at purchasing some curriculum, math curriculum for, I don't think we have to do it all the way across because that's going to get expensive to do it K through 8, but we'll just pick different sections. We'll wait and see. I gotta wait and see what Levi Bachmeyer said as far as implementation. The 4 through 8 is already supposed to have it implemented, but like I said, the state fell behind a little bit on it. K through 3, the implementation is for next year. But again, the state fell behind on all that. So we're just going to start looking at the products now and best research and make sure that it fits the standards that North Dakota has set in math. So it's just something to be aware of, and I'll keep updating as we go. But state Century Code requirement.
Information. When we get to unfinished business, then have to act on setting a date for the winter school board retreat. Called spring school board retreat this year. Well, I think we had kind of earmarked a couple of days to call it.
They all would have been within like the next week. Didn't send out a second. Week of 23rd. Wanted to do like the afternoon on the 25th, March 25th. Wednesday.
25th's up for me.
Look at the note.
Yeah.
Got one or two, but Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, it works for me. 25th works for everybody else too. It's fine. But I don't. I mean, just one.
I'd rather do 26th than 23rd.
You're welcome.
Open either days.
I'm cooking at the bar.
You are open?
Either.
Okay,
Yes.
hey,
A little more of a conflict on 25th, but it can be changed very easily. If it works better for everybody, I'm just open either day. Just saying, I don't want to add muddy waters.
Okay, how's your schedule? Wide open.
yeah, it's usually you're the one we're going around.
Yeah. Wide open. Check it. Just check it.
Start at noon. Is that enough time?
Yeah.
Noon?
On the 26th.
Great. Thank you. So we would need,
Need my dirty thorough fill up.
we need a motion to accept the school board.
I'll second.
How are you guys supposed to second if I can't get your?
You gotta speak up fast at least. Now you get that dead all.
Chalmers,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Lovejoy.
Aye.
March. Olson. Steffes.
Aye.
Still need just a little bit, yeah.
All right. Everyone completed the spring evaluation. Thank you guys for doing that. I met with Terry yesterday and we reviewed it. Did you attach it to the website or not for anyone to see or just?
Sure.
I do not. We don't normally set it that way, but
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to see any of the comments or any of the results of it, just talk to Paige, probably it's easiest. But otherwise, we need a motion to approve the spring evaluation for Mr. Basin.
Okay, so.
I'll second.
Right. Let's go.
Roll call vote, please.
Gilbert,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Lovejoy,
Aye.
Birch,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Stefas.
Aye.
Set a special meeting to canvass the election for Monday, June 22nd, 7 AM. It will last. I'm really ambitious that morning, it'll be 3 minutes.
Give it 10.
All right, 10 minutes. You have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve that date.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Lovejoy.
Aye.
Birch,
Yes.
Olson.
Aye.
Stefas.
Aye.
Next. Oh. Here's this.
They did. They did print out that. Right up.
So the open enrollment deadline was Friday, February 27th. At the other cast, and we collected 36 open enrollments for levels pre-K through 9. On March 3rd, our committee met and to review the list based on current class. So we based the open enrollments on current class size, support services needed at each grade level, and enrollment projections. Based on this review, the committee is recommending the approval of 25 applicants. As illustrated on the board agenda, 18 of the applications are from West Fargo School District, mainly residing in Harwood. 4 of the applications are from Fargo School District, and 1 application was received from Central Cass, Mapleton, and Hope Page School Districts. To attend preschool and Northern Cass open enrollment applications need to be approved before the screening. We would like to remind families that they will still need to complete a pre-K screening, even if their application is approved as of today's board meeting. We received 6 applicants for kindergarten with a current class size of 42. Screenings for kindergarten will be held at the end of April in 2026 year. The remaining applications we are recommending for approval are for grade levels that have the capacity to continue providing a world-class education. So then, do we read names? This is my first go around this. Okay. So do we approve the recommended of the committee? Is that how we've done in the past?
Yeah, this is the second year that the committee's reviewed them.
Oh. Do you have it broken down by grade level? I mean, just so that.
There's that attachment.
Yeah, it's on the cash.
Was that kindergarten, was that 43? Is that the number? Estimate?
That's our
Yeah,
estimate.
yeah,
Are we good with 43?
yeah.
Yeah,
I would
you
like more.
but you have 57 graduating, right?
No, 47 on this.
Oh, 47.
I just
So,
remember
okay.
as far as our staff, you know.
Yes.
That's-
Yeah.
Recommended.
I'll second.
So no middle school or. Enrollments, that was just basically up to,
So let's one, 6.
or civil, I meant.
Oh, yeah, no,
I mean,
not the number.
11, 7, right?
Oh, right.
who's on the committee again?
Paige, myself, Carrie, Doug and Kristen.
Further discussion. Roll call.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson,
I,
Lovejoy.
Aye.
Birch.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Stones.
I,
Foxborough for the fair blood contract. 27 school year.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion.
So do we have to do that every year? Is that the reason why?
Yeah, it's just a teacher
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah. Did that change line or dollar wise or anything or?
Oh, he just gets like a year of experience.
What the major of it?
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson,
I,
Lovejoy.
Aye.
Birch. Wilson. Stones.
Great, and then last would be the monthly approval of general fund bills.
Second.
Further discussion.
Gilbert.
Aye.
Johnson,
I,
Lovejoy. Birch.
Yes.
Wilson. Stones.
I,
Side myself.
will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Then-
Is there any minutes from this review?
Geez, pretty progressive.
We're talking-
You know, shouldn't work so hard to get.
Yeah,